Hello, and welcome to our bonus track compilation for Jerome Kern's 1915 musical, Nobody Home. Once again, I'm Ian Silverman, the artistic director of Where the Good Songs Go. We will be presenting 6 songs that were either cut from the show or added later in its Broadway run or subsequent tours. If you haven't already, we recommend watching our main video on Nobody Home before watching this one. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel below and like us on our Facebook page to stay in the loop for future content. Our first song, That Wonderful Thing Called Love, has words by Skylar Green and Darrell Mac Boyle, and music by Otto Motzin. This song was interpolated in Paul Rubens' Tonight's the Night, which opened on Christmas Eve 1914, and in Silvio Hines' At the Ball, which opened on Christmas Day, 1914. One can assume that it was added later in Nobody Home's run because of its popularity from these other shows. Here is Sadie Spivey singing That Wonderful Thing Called Love.
About this terrible news, it seems that everyone is going to war. Although I've looked all around, there's only one thing I found that's worthwhile fighting for. It's something everybody is sighing for, something everybody is crying for. It's oh so hard to explain, but if you try it once, you'll try it again. It's something I would steal if I only could, something that is better than goody good. It's that wonderful thing called love. I know a cure, a sure and absolute cure for every kind of illness under the sun. It always works like a charm, and it will do you no harm to take it by the ton. It's something everybody is sighing for, something everybody is crying for. It's oh so hard to explain, but if you try it once, you'll try it again. It's something I would steal if I only could, something that is better than goody good. It's that wonderful thing called love.
Our next bonus track, Wedding Bells Are Calling Me, has an interesting history. It was originally included in Kern's Very Good Eddie, the next musical he wrote after writing Nobody Home. Very Good Eddie was a huge hit and ran for 341 performances. Following its opening in December of 1915, it was interpolated into Nobody Home in the late winter or early spring of 1916. With words by Harry B. Smith and music by Jerome Kern. Here is Spencer Reese and Hannah Holmes singing Wedding Bells Are Calling Me.
Every man must marry and the music he must face.
One must do it, dare it, has to grin and bear it.
Doesn't matter if for years a chap has gone the pace. He at last meets one he loves the best. He may fancy many seeing the one and only girl.
Finds that he is mistaken when his faith is shaken.
But it happens one fine day, just the right one comes his way. Then he says goodbye to all the rest. So long, dear Ophelia, and goodbye to little Delia, Day Hilda, and Matilda. Fare thee well, my sweet Marie. Ta-ta, pretty Polly, I still long for you, my Molly. I'm missing lots of kissing, but the tunnel up the island wedding bells are calling me.
Up to now, this life has been a pleasure trip to me.
Following your fancies, living love romances.
I've coquetted mildly with the men I've chanced to see. Never cared what anybody said. Now I'll sit beside the fire like Alice in the play.
Reading fashion papers, no more cutting capers.
When the boys come round to play, I will simply laugh and say, don't you know I'm going to be wed? So long, laughing Larry, and goodbye to handsome Harry. Day Gilbert, the Filbert, fare thee well, my Antony. Ta-da, little Teddy, I'm afraid I'll miss you, Freddie. Oh, Folly, you were jolly, but the tunnel up the island wedding bells are calling me.
Next up, we have a song that Adele Rowland, the original Toni Miller, would go on to make famous in her colonial theater vaudeville routine. With words by Schuyler Green and Herbert Reynolds, and music by Otto Motzin and Jerome Kern, here is Sophie Thompson singing That Peculiar Tune.
No matter where you are or what you do, you can't escape a tune that's haunting you. It seems to thrill you, it seems to fill you with harmonies that no one ever knew. A harmless syncopated melody, a tricky little bit of harmony has set me going, and there's no knowing how long it means to keep me company. Oh, what's that peculiar tune you're playing? What's that pretty strain? Somehow I can't refrain from saying, if you love me, play it again. Tickle those piano keys, oh, woo that instrument with its heart. Play those soothing harmonies, oh, that's the prettiest part. Mr. Piano Man, I'm praying morning, night, and noon that I'll be around all the time you're playing, sliding and gliding and gently swaying, dancing around to that peculiar tune.
Ukalele Daly was added into the show for Blanche Ring. Blanche played Toni in Touring Company C, which had a multi-week run in Los Angeles in the fall of 1915. By that point, she was already a true Broadway star, most noted for her 1902 song, In the Good Old Summertime, and her 1909 song, I've Got Rings on My Fingers. With words by W.M. Jerome and Harry Williams, and music by Gene Schwartz, here is Sadie Spivey once again singing Ukalele Daly.
Patty Daly sailed away to Honolulu town to fish for Anahoy, meaning joy, foxy boy. Patty late and Patty early paddled with each Hulu girlie. In his boat he would float, eyes of brown. He gondoliered and played his ukulele night and day, till Molly wrote him a note that went this way. Ukulele, Patty Daly, it's a shame you should be a bouncing brown-eyed Honolulu's up and down on your knee, while in Killarney, sweet land of Blarney, your little Molly Ryan is a sighing, crying, nearly dying. Take my tip and slip upon a ship that sails o'er the sea, and baby, throw away your ukulele. oh, said you come back or I'll come after you. I'll spoil your anahoy, fish and poi, naughty boy. Where they play a ukulele, that's no place for any daily. Come back to eyes half blue, eyes so true. I'm dreaming love about you till I've nearly lost my mind. Come back to old Killarney and the girl you've left behind. Ukulele, Paddy Daly, it's a shame you should be a bouncing brown-eyed Honolulu's up and down on your knee while in Killarney, sweet land of Blarney. Your little Molly Ryan is a sighing, crying, nearly dying. Take my tip and slip upon a ship that sails o'er the sea, and baby throw away your ukulele. Where your fathers go to Maidenhead, come pat, stand pat, be a diplomat. Ukulele, Paddy Daly, won't you come back to me?
As mentioned in our main video for Nobody Home, one of the songs that was cut fairly early on in the production was Cupid at the Plaza. It was replaced by Motzon's Keep Moving Along. Along with A Question of Bait, Cupid at the Plaza was one of two songs originally used in Rubin's Mr. Popple of Ippleton. There, it was Cupid at the Carlton, in reference to the newly constructed Carlton Hotel in London. For New York audiences, it became the Plaza. With words and music by Percy Greenbank and Paul Rubens, here is Mark Hosseini and the men of Nobody Home with Cupid at the Plaza.
If a man should fall in love and meet his fate in a maiden who is smart and up to date, my advice to the beginner, if he really wants a winner, is to ask her out to dinner tete-a-tete. You may fancy your divinity is coy, but a nicely varied menu she'll enjoy. I will tell you what to do at a table set for two in a corner of the Carlton or Savoy. During soup you simply gaze across the table. With the fish your observation should have points. By the entree growing bolder, pretty stories may be told her, but you're very sentimental with the joint. By the time they bring on sweets you should be able to discover if she's faithful or a flirt. With the savory you boast that you've got the girl on toast, and she's ordered all the trousseau by dessert.
By the time they bring on sweets, you should be able to discover if she's faithful or a flirt. With the savory you boast that you've got the girl on toast, and she's ordered all the trousseau by dessert.
Well, you're practically married by dessert. Though perhaps you face the wedding unabashed, but with married life your hopes may all be dashed. In about a year or so you'll be thinking, don't you know, small potatoes of the maiden whom you mashed. Every time you see a restaurant you feel little dinners sometimes cost one a great deal. So you dine at home you too, let me just describe to you how you probably behave throughout the meal. During soup you read the stock exchange quotations. With the fish you do your best to find some fault. Conversation's rather lacking while the entree you're attacking. With the joint you ask your wife to pass the salt. With the sweet you start abusing her relations, and of course she's very naturally hurt. With the savory you curse, Val the cook is getting worse, and you're left alone to finish the dessert.
With the sweet you start abusing her relations, and of course she's very naturally hurt. And the savory you curse, Val the cook is getting worse, and you're left alone to finish the dessert.
She has toddled home to mother by dessert. When you find your wife intends to stop away, you console yourself for her as best you may. Very likely in the end you may take a lady friend out to dinner at that restaurant one day. But when once you get inside you simply stare, for your wife is with another fellow there. It annoys you, there's no doubt, just to see her dining out, but she's looking very pretty, you declare. With the soup you catch her gazing at you sadly. With the fish you do your best to catch her eye. When the entree comes and later send a message by the waiter. With the joint he sends you back a fond reply. With the sweets you feel you've been behaving badly. She was really quite at liberty to flirt. When the savory arrives, she again the best of wives, and you vow you won't desert or try to hurt.
With the sweets you really feel that she's again the best of wives.
Yes, the darling you discovered at dessert.
Finally, we end our exploration of Nobody Home with the Chaplin Walk, a song for Violet in chorus. It was added to the show a few weeks after its opening and replaced 10 Little Bridesmaids, which is currently unavailable. Charlie Chaplin was a major star of the time, and his walk became a dance craze of its own. In the Chaplin Walk, the chorus girls imitated Chaplin, from the mustache and cane down to the baggy trousers. With words by Schuyler Green and music by Otto Motzin and Jerome Kern, here is the company of Nobody Home, led by Lauren Nash Silberstein, performing the Chaplin Walk.
There's a brand new dance creation. There's a brand new dance sensation. There's hurled this peaceful nation in a whirl of syncopation since Charlie Chaplin came to town. Just see them imitating Chaplin's walk. Just see them syncopating Chaplin's walk. In every window that you pass by, you'll see his statue. They're smiling at you. Just see them cultivating Chaplin's walk. The town is going mad since this new fad they've had. I've seen a corner raker get a laugh from an undertaker imitating Charlie Chaplin's walk. Men in large or small positions, men like doctors and physicians, car conductors and contractors are becoming movie actors since Charlie Chaplin came to town. Just see them imitating Chaplin's walk. Just see them syncopating Chaplin's walk. In every window that you pass by, you'll see his statue. They're smiling at you. Just see them cultivating Chaplin's walk. The town is going mad since this new fad they've had. My little sister Fanny gets poor old Granny's nanny imitating Charlie Chaplin's walk.
Thanks for joining us for this bonus track exploration of Jerome Kern's 1915 musical, Nobody Home. We hope to see you again next time as we explore Rodgers and Hart's first Broadway musical, Poor Little Ritz Girl. Until next time, thanks for joining us. Where the good songs go.